Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Dr. Anshu coming back with the today's Hindus editorial. I know today's editorial is little bit late because today I am not going to upload this series, but somehow I was not feeling low. Maybe the days are some days are so low that you are not want to do anything. Just the lack many anxiety, doubts, self doubts. Why you doing this? What is the just I feel so basically actually just was many thoughts are coming in mind. What is the purpose of my life? Why I'm doing this? What I will do in my future if everything fails according to the life that I want to live, the thoughts that I have planned, the risking that I'm taking in my life, whether what if I fail in these things. So just I just lost every motivation, that not able to just maybe the exams are near and not able to concentrate and feels very distracted and focused. That's why. So but just I was just then I, then I just left my bed thinking that just do some household chores, and again I motivated myself to do the things, just recharge yourself and starting the do that. I can't break this Hindu series. Let's do their work. Let's do. Maybe some days are not so much energetic, you just feel low. Not all days are. Maybe this day is bad, not the whole year, not the whole month can be bad. Just staying in the hope that everything will be good. But there is no, if you don't failing in everything and don't get any result, somehow you just get anxiety, so much frustrations and depression type things. But I just motivated to do the things that I'm doing, and one day, today it's my day one, but one day I will proud myself that what I have done, what I am doing right now. So that's these are the feelings. And I don't know how many people are listening my editorial. I'm just continuing this series from every day. Some days are so much motivating. There are so much like many thoughts are in my editorial also. But someday I feel like the peoples that are listening my editorial, I'm sharing my feelings and thoughts. Maybe they also feel suffering the same, and maybe they're enough energetic and positive one that motivate me also to do my best. But the thing is only the motivation, as I am already mentioning, that motivations come from discipline, and I'm not able to just putting myself in discipline. I don't know what happens. The things are not, maybe the things are not going according to my plans. I just left my field from a doctor, and thus I can do my further PG studies and open set up my own clinic. But all the left my all the things just for entering in these examinations. We sometimes feeling like a just trap, but I know this today's maybe the today's fruits are so much better. But the path that I chosen is it's a full of like it's not a full of bed of roses. So I have to accept it, that because I have chosen for myself, not anyone pressurize me for choosing myself. And I am very interested in this services. It gave me a diverse field, so that's why. So sorry I am taking so much time for this my feelings, inner thoughts feeling. But maybe, but I thought like uh, sharing your feelings is not like keeping yourself feeling to yourself and not sharing one maybe make you depressed. But sharing your feelings can make you relief and your thoughts are also clear, and maybe you can just I can do my better, and maybe those people who are listening my tutorial, for them and also for myself also, I will continue this series, whether will be view or not, but I will do for my all the persons who are listening. So sorry for this so much long conversation, I know. And this the thought for the today I just put for myself also. So on also who are just feeling the same thing, so just make yourself proud, believe yourself, and you will do one day, you will do prove yourself that what we are doing, what your plans, everything will be worth it at the end. There are a lot of failures, lot of pains, hardships, it will be worth it if you're just consistent to your goals. So let's start with today's editorial. What we are going to cover with a recap. The first page covering about the Karnataka CM slaps Shah remark on a deliberations, negotiations over annex Ukraine territory, Kremlin, rescue teams battle a final leg of tunnel in Telangana. Second is about editorials, a process where free and fair elections will be casualty. Will the US changes its Ukraine policy in the Russia-Ukraine war? And what is the art of deal? Both one is about the Trump 2.0 and a new matrix of US-India defense ties. Fifth editorial is covering what do the Germany elections result mean. Sixth is about the EU team begins crucial visit, active points to rights issues. Seventh is about the EPOF panel. Just a small have a look so that I added for just a fact and GK's information. That was his Olive Wright turtle numbers, and already PYKs over there. Eighth is about the Trump to show the EU with 25% of tariff, vigorously fight back. So let's start our today's editorial, covering with the front page about the Karnataka CM slams Shah remark on delimitation. So yesterday news was also covering about delimitation. That now the South states Karnataka CM slams that how delimitation commissions, how the South state will not disadvantage the way, and if delimitation will follow the latest population ratio, the current number of Lok Sabha seats, then the delimitation procedure was not trustworthy and appeared, and aimed creating a confusion. So the Chief Minister Reddy came back after Mr. Shah said a BJP program in Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, that southern state would not lose a single Lok Sabha seats in delimitation. These are the statements by Mr. Shah. And going to this the remark, it seemed that he lacked a proper information that there is a deliberate intent to disadvantages the South state, including Karnataka, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Andhra. So the Indian government generally wished to issue the fairness to southern state, and Mr. Shah must clarify whether delimitation would be based on the latest population ratio or current Lok Sabha seat, and it is evident that delimitation is carried out the latest population ratio, severe injustice to southern states. So next is about the no negotiation over the annexed Ukrainian territory. So basically it's a talk about the Ukrainian territory. So here there is a conversation of the Russia and the Ukrainian country, where the Crimea is become the part of Russia. And now the 4 other territories of Ukrainian are also, Russia is also going to take a control over it. So what is the news here, that so the other, basically the matter is that the other European Union suggested Ukraine to be a part of a NATO member, but and the USA and Russia just denied that Ukraine can't be a part. So at any cost, Ukraine can't be a part of a NATO member. So due to the suggestions of the European Unions, Russia now also going to take a control over the 4 other territories or the 5 Ukrainian regions, and there is an annex. They have to be claimed annex despite fully controlling over the 4 of them. So here the inseparable part of our country, and Kremlin spokes the Dmitry Peskov reporters. So there's a non-negotiable that Russia in 2014 annexed the Ukraine Crimea. Crimea had already become a part in 2014 as a part of Russia. Russia has taken control, and the operations and referendum has been criticized like notice by a Kiwi and Western powers. So after launching its full-scale offensive, Russia in September 22 declared annexation of 4 Ukraine. These are the reasons. It's a Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhia, and Kherson. The Russian forces control most of the Donetsk and Luhansk region, but only parts of Zaporizhia and Kherson. So Ukraine has seized the hundred of square kilometer of Russia's Kursk, and President Volodymyr Zelensky had raised the possibility of exchange of territory with Moscow, a notion ruled out by Russia. So these are the things. Second editorial is about a process of what is free and fair election as a casualty. Already the articles where there are many much articles about fair elections. The writer have just added few points more there. So here it's about the chief election commissioner, and the other election commissioner appointments. Other election commissioner appointment. So for 2023, the first law enacted by Parliament under the article. Just remember the important article is 324 5 of the Constitution dealing with the appointment of first chief election commissioner and election commissioner. The law was made in response to Supreme Court in order March of 2023 according to CCN. Recommendation of made a high power committee comprising the Prime Minister. There is a 3-member committee. It's Prime Minister, it's it's a leader of opposition, and the CGI. So this was an interim measure until the Parliament made on the law of subject. As a matter of fact, in past, CC and EC are always appointed by President of India on the recommendation of Prime Minister. And this was found to be unsatisfactory situation by the court, as it would affect the impartiality of election commission. So challenging the new laws that the committee replaced the CGI with a cabinet minister. So what is the challenging law? And if you replace the three committee by your own members, like it replaces the CGI with a cabinet minister, and which is nominated by Prime Minister, who chair the 3-member committee, and the LOP is the other member. The law has been challenged if already there are 2 members who are your own family member. Basically the example is the writer giving that if basically the 2 people are from own family, so that they only vote for their own favor, then what is the fair law here? That is appointment of a chief election commissioner is already a 3-bench committee, and it is replaced by their own members. So the panel violates the direction of 5-bench judge of Supreme Court, and the Constitution bench was headed by Justice K.M. Joseph, retired. So the bureaucrats in the Union government, which will prepare a list of 5 persons for a committee to consider, a name of person found eligible by the search committee have not been made public. Senior most EC have been chosen to appointment by CC as a 2-member committee, namely the Prime Minister and Home Minister. It's PM and it's Home Minister. It's PM and Home Minister and the LOP. It put dissenting note and wanting the selection to be put off till the court has been considered the challenge to law. As a majority selection committee, it must be said that procedural law in the law has been compiled with subsequently appointment of CC and other EC have been officially notified. So what is the infirmities in selection processes? So the responsibility for conducting elections for elections to the parliament and state legislature, the vice president preparing electoral roll for these elections. So the article 24 ECI under article 324. And the court in the election, the commission of state versus Tamil Nadu court of India versus state of Tamil. Here's in 1993 dealing with the questions of commission. India is a high constitutional authority and fair elections, presidential ancillary powers to effectuate the plenitude. So this has other many judgments like ensure of free and fair elections to maintain the purity. Around 960 million voters participating in voting processes in India, which inspires consequently great confidence in the citizen of India. The most crucial part of law is composition of selection committee, which is chaired by Prime Minister and has LOP and a cabinet minister nominated by minister. Section 7 of the act says the president shall appoint CC and EC, and it is mandatory for a president to appoint the person recommended by select committee, and thus the select committee final says on appointment by CC and EC. So the most serious infirmity in provision is law itself created a majority in favor of the government. When the third member committee cabinet is chaired under the prime minister, it is clear that the prime minister and cabinet minister will all time constitute the majority and comparative merit of all list candidates. The committee can only select a person whose government favors. So the other serious infirmity is chairperson nominates one member, the cabinet minister, and member of selection committee selects the CC, and EC needs to be independent man capable of expressing their fair will. So it defends the fairness and objectivity. It's unstable because the provisions relating to does have a rational basis. Further supported the candidate. It does not allow a fair and objective assessment of a merit. So Article 14 of Constitution here violates the Article 14 of Constitution. So EC has vital bearing on conduct of free and fair elections, maintaining the purity of electoral constitution, and candidate always free and fair election will be a casualty. So Supreme Court of India will take to heart to this law. Third is about the will the US change Ukraine policy in the Russia-Ukraine war. So here is a meeting on the FEB 18. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio. It's Marco Rubio met a Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov in Riyadh. The meeting is Riyadh is chosen as a place because this is that is a neutral country which not support the both. They are neither the enemy or not. They are neutral at the level. So the peace talks begins in the Russia since the Russian wars in Ukraine Feb 22. So reversal took place because the Donald Trump election campaign in which called ending war in Ukraine. And the President Trump has spoken the phone on Russian President about and Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky, who is also criticizes on platform Truth Social. So the US President basically overventured the Russia to well thought of design dynamic. So he is meanwhile Trump has a pretty harsh statement by him. He said that Volodymyr Zelensky as a dictator, and he thinks that Zelensky should need to legitimate himself by organizing elections in Ukraine, which Russia demand too. And also the thing is that they have taken during the war time, US supported Ukraine a lot by weapons, by giving money to them and told them to buy weapons. And now the Ukraine is so much in debt that now US is now Trump is the government of the US, and now they demanding for their money back. So there is so much depth on Ukraine. So they don't have any option other than just using their minerals, excavation of their minerals from their land, and also so it provides security to Europe. So Mr. Trump sees the ground reality that Russia is winning of the war. A lot of Ukraine military operations have failed. War is like a black hole, and a lot of American European money is going to be. The European obviously wants the war to continue. So Mr. Trump is actually managing this defeat in the best way he can. Second, throughout his election campaign, Mr. Trump has argued for peace, and he has got overwhelming majority. Third is that he think resetting of extractive engagement of military industrial complex vis-a Ukraine, in which mineral wealth is in the Donbas region. Ukraine mineral wealth is in Donbas region. Just locate these maps, locate these locations on map, can be important because these all are in current affairs. Here the mineral the reason Donbas region is a Ukraine minerals wealth. So the Trump policy indicate a dramatic shift and feels to be beneficial as American interest. So the Turkey brokered the deal, which was scuttled by US and the UK, and can a similar deal through the Riyadh, even if the territories. So there is he got 57% support. It's 57% support in Ukraine. Fact is that European sources said the two people who are standing in way peace talk, Zelensky and Andrea Yemek, the chief presidential who is in Hawk. So the Trump is a means of convincing a lot. The UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, Zelensky, and leader of European Union, who are all against the peace deal. So it is difficult to find a solution. Is like Ukraine is under the martial law, so the people can't express their opinion freely, and the problem of Ukraine came out clearly from the Marco Rubio, and weapons that lack manpowers. A lot of Ukraine have lost. Russians say that there are around 2 lakh. Number of casualties and injured is around 2 lakh, and Ukraine is fighting, losing a battle more tragically. So peace talks is used to be in Helsinki and Brussels, and Geneva. Now suddenly in the Riyadh was shocked as the European Union, perhaps the rest of world, and think India has played a role very well in neutral and criticizing. These are the reason why the meeting is taken in the Riyadh. It is a neutral and critiquing the sanctions of good ally of Russia. Russia will not be forgot the reset the Russia-US ties. So this art of deal is basically about the Russia's Ukraine and the Russia's signed to deal that would give Washington access Ukraine rare earth mineral. Basically the article is all about as a position deal that helped the America taxpayers to get their money back. In contrast of US said the administration for avoided providing any security guarantee to Ukraine so that accomplish the mineral deals. So the Robert ceasefire is in Kyiv and Moscow, followed by bilateral territorial and institution agreements. So let's moving to the Trump 2.0 new matrix of US-India defense ties. So here the Prime Minister Narendra Modi have a brief official working on the February about the United States with a rightfully underscore. So there here are the proceeding purchase of co-production is Javelin. It's a Javelin anti-tank guiding missile AGTM, Stryker infantry combat ICVS, and the co-production of Javelin and Stryker will boost the domestic manufacturing, change the system. So Spectrum is the P-81 maritime patrol aircraft to augment the India's Navy maritime domain wellness, and the Mahindra Group and co-development L3 Harris and Bharat Electronics Limited BEL and its activity toward the array system ATS received a further boost to fresh initiative announced by Mr. Modi and US President Donald Trump, dubbed the Autonomic Asia Industrial Alliance Asia. That's full form, yes. Here it was the 5th generation aircraft as well as that accelerated the cooperation in space, air defense and anti-tank missiles. We have already I've discussed about the 5th generation. Where was it? Yeah, the next is about the hurdles is that the urgent delivery of General Electric GE and Aerospace F404GE, and the engines Indian made Tejas Mark 1A fighter and HL2 for more advanced GE engine. So they are the new matrix of India's US defense ties that both are dealing. The Tejas Mark 1A, Mark 2 jets, which are expected to serve as a replacement of MiG 2 and squadrons. This can be important as a science and tech. So just have a knows about the fifth generation aircrafts, what are the anti-tank guided missiles, it's ATS, some full forms, what are the multi-role combat aircraft. Just have a look. What is the deal and what is the 80 million plan? F-35 is currently to be picked at 80 million and F-35 into IF is likely to be demanding. It's already filled in the diverse. Next is about EU team to begin a crucial visit. Activists point right issues. It's the friend to deal with the conflicts of European already tell about that conflicts is to visit the India during the day she met external affairs minister, and Russia holding the peace talk over the war in Ukraine, unfolding the Bangladesh where EU has a role in. So the India will discuss the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and how take to strategic partnership to next level, where the von der Leyen and right to focus because of the marks led by here. So here the EU call for MEP for across the political to approach the crackdown minorities and issues that the Manipur July European Union Parliament called upon India to end the clashes in Manipur. It's a cookie joy mighty conflict, and Manipur is in our internal matter that is going to be positioned to bringing it up. So moving to the next is about, it's the EPF panel to discuss a new interest rate higher. The pension meet today. This is the Trust Committee of Employees EPFO on Friday that will discuss about the interest rate of recommendations, and the employees meeting of union and state government will also have a source of EBT is that interest rate for a PF differs 25-26. There is a present rate is 8.25%. It's 8.25% present rate, and the CBT were demanding the inflations and general CBT's implementation of EPO is higher, and the para 12 it's employees pensions. So the proposal is at least of 50,000 to worker family. Next is was already right title near improved to climate 6 ratio. Skew 6 ratio is the rising. The growing population is steady growing population. And about a report spanning from 2008 to 2024. So it's about a partnership with India's Institute of ISC, Bangalore, and several the trends, threats, and conservation along India's mainland. The Indian territories such as leatherback turtle, Andaman Nicobar Islands. These are areas found there. Next is about same news. Trump to slaps EU with a 25% tariff. How the European Union on Thursday pushed hard back to allegations by US. So 27 nation bloc was get to be 25% on tariffs on all European Union products. So the partner further deepened the transatlantic rift, and already the Washington dropped the security guarantees. So that was a purpose of if they have a good job and would stop dedicatedly under the Prime Minister Donald Tusk of Poland hold the EU's rotations, and EU was formed to not to screw anyone. So that's for today. Let's have a summary and ending this session. Karnataka CM slaps the remarks on delimitation. No negotiation over annexed Ukraine territory. Second is a process where free and fair election will be a casualty. Third is, will the US change its Ukraine policy? And same is about the art of deal. Fourth is about the Trump and the new matrix of India and defense ties. Fifth article is about why do Germany election result mean. Oh sorry, I just left this topic here. So 23 Germany on 23 February Germany held elections, federal election with 82.5, and the Frederick Merz led the Christian Democratic Party. These are the percentages. CDA, these are the party. So the 28.5%, Frederick Merz with the 208 seats. One of the major electoral issue is that parliament seats voter cannot choose a chancellor directly. So the ballot paper has 2 votes. These are the methods of their voting. So next proportional representation is done there. And the reform the 5% vote from parliament and undocumented foreigners asylum. So explaining the Every growing influences have a several reasons. Primarily approaches or refuses to have. So next is sixth is covering. It's about a U team begins with crucial visit to point the right issues. Seventh article is about view for panel to discuss a new interest rate higher. And eighth is about Trump to slap you and 25% tariff. Blog votes to vigorously fight back. So thank you for today's. Tomorrow we'll meet with a new editorial. Till now, take care and just also focus on mental health using this preparation. Don't just burn out. The journey is very long, I know. Sometimes we feel very burnout. Just take a break, recharge yourself, and start continuous studies. I am also implementing these things on me. So tomorrow we'll meet with the next tutorial. If you're new to the channel, just have a look and just give me a feedback. And visit to my channel. If you like the content, just hit the subscribe button. And thank you and good night.